chocolate cake. It's probably the most favorite dessert everywhere. Chocolate cake is great stuff. And so I'm going to be trying a 2-layer box cake in the Emeril Lagasse Power Air Fryer 360 XL. And I'm Darnell with NuWave Oven Recipes. Let's get started with that right now. Okay, so the ingredients I have here for this chocolate cake, I've got myself some cooking spray. I've also got my box cake. This is a sugar-free one, Devil Food box cake. I've got myself a 1.5 cups of water, 1/2 cup of canola oil, and 3 large eggs. And so to start, and also I want to mention before I get started, I've got baking pans on the very lowest and the middle rack layer for the Emeril Lagasse Power Air Fryer 360 XL. You do have to get an extra baking rack, you know, through like their site of accessories and such. But nothing in this video is sponsored. And they didn't give me this cooker or anything. So, going to get these cake pans really well sprayed up. You know, if you spray them real well, your cake comes out easy. If you don't, it won't. So, I like to really spray it up really good. And you can use whatever you use to, you know, make sure that your cake pans are non-stick. Gonna get this cake mix out of this box here. Gonna get it into this large bowl that I've got here. See if I can easily get this out, get this open, get it out. All right, there we go. Now it'll pour out easy for me. I'll pour that out there. Get all that in there, because we don't want to miss a bit of this cake. We got that in there. Going to get my eggs nicely beaten up before I stick those in. So mixing my eggs up here. And get those really well beaten. They, you know, go better and just easier mixing it. Mixed in advance of mixing them when they're in the mix, because then you can get kind of chunksy or yolk kind of stuck in certain parts of the mix and such, and then it's a not as enjoyable experience as just mixing it up in advance. Alright, so now I'm going to take my water and I'll just pour that on in. I'm going to get my oil poured on in there as well. And going to get my eggs that have been beaten poured in there. And now that that's all in, I can take my mixer. Sorry about that excess noise. Take my mixer and basically run it on medium for a couple minutes and get things mixed up. Alright, now that everything is all mixed up, I'm going to get the cooker preheated. So, going to turn it over to bake. I'm going to down the time to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. And going to set the time down to 34 minutes. And going to turn the air fryer fan off. The reason I'm doing 34 minutes, I really want to do 33 minutes. But I'm going to give an extra minute just in case so I can add time if needed. And so with that, I'm going to hit start. And things are preheating. While things get preheated, I'll try and get a fairly even amount of my cake mix into each pan. If you want, you know, you can do the weighing and the measuring and all, whatever methods you want to ensure that they are perfectly even amounts in both. I myself, I just eyeball it and go for it. So, in they go. So got that one in there. And pour some in this one here. You know, for me, it's like if one layer is different from the other layer, you know, oh well. I'm happy to eat it all the same. Doesn't matter to me either way. Me and the folks who are going to be enjoying it with me will enjoy it either way. So that's good. So we'll leave that there. We'll wait for things to preheat, and then we'll get them in. All right, our preheat is finished. Going to hit pause, turn it back to my full 34 minutes. Just getting this pan out the way so I could open the door. I'm going to put this one on the lower rack and slide it all the way to the back and kind of set it over, kind of in the back corner that way. This one I'm going to have on the middle rack, and I'm going to have it on the front kind of this way, so they're kind of off center. Close up, hit start, bring you back in a moment. Okay, so 15 minutes have passed at this point, so I'm getting ready to hit pause, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do at this point with things. Just waiting for this one more second. Hit pause there. Now I'm going to get in here, open up. I'm going to move things around a little. I'm going to take this one on top, I'm going to spin it. Spin the pan and move it over to the back corner. I'm going to take this lower one, spin it, and move it to the front corner. And so that helps get some heat distributed evenly. And hit start again. Let them continue just like that. I'll bring you back in a little bit. Alright, so now another 13 minutes have passed for a total of 28 minutes so far. This probably isn't the end, but another step needs to be taken here once it gets down to an even 6 minutes left. And so going to go ahead and hit the pause button and going to see about getting the one on top out. So just moving this out a little bit. Going to get a knife in here just to test. It's coming out clean. So we know this one is good to go. So going to get this rack pulled out a bit and get that one off onto this cooling rack, and I can just go ahead and move this rack as well. I'm going to take this one that's on the bottom. I can check it. I'm thinking it may not be done though. And maybe it is. I'm going to put it down in there. It looks like it's done. I'm surprised. I want to check this closer. I want to be certain. It's just a little over there, I think. I think I'm going to go ahead with the rest of my plan for this, just in case. Spin it and put it back over there in the back again. I'm going to start. Gonna let that go for about another 5 minutes unless I look and I see things maybe getting overcooked, but I'll bring you right back. Alright, so I've let things go for just a few more minutes, so basically 31 minutes total time. I'm going to hit pause right there. I'm going to see about this one now after letting it go for just 3 more minutes, and I'm checking there. I'm coming out clean, so I think it's good. I think it's good. I'm going to get it off, get it right there. And so the other one I've got on the side cooling. But basically going to let these cool for like an hour or so. And once they're good and cool, I'll get both layers stacked. Alright, I just wanted to show you before I iced the cake that the 2 layers came out very nice. I mean, both of them came out nice. Neither is like overcooked or burnt or anything like that. They're cooked nicely on the top and the bottom. Both sides came out nice. They felt moist as I was putting them on with my hands, so I'm expecting a moist cake. But I'm going to get this iced up with my icing, and then I'll bring you on back. Alright, so I got the cake iced up. I did take the layer that was on top earlier and moved it out the way and got some icing, you know, across both layers and all that good stuff. So basically I'm going to go ahead and slice it up now to get the piece off. So I'm going to use my pie slicer here to cut myself a piece of cake. So I'll get myself a slice about this size here. You can see it's so moist it's kind of coming apart on me. Sorry about tapping the camera. Kind of coming apart on me as I get it off, but there we go. We got the slice off successfully. Thank God. Now, let me give you a closer look. You can see both layers and the icing and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and move the camera and taste test. All right, I accidentally started the taste test before I hit record and didn't realize, oh, I didn't hit record. But let's get a slice off or a piece off for some recorded taste testing. So here we go. So, second piece taste test. Very moist, very good. I mean, it's not overcooked at all. It's very well cooked, both layers, even though one was on top, one was on bottom. Both turned out perfectly, very moist. So, great job by the Emeril Lagasse Power Air Fryer 360 XL. It can cook up your 2-layer cake, no problem at all. In the video description, there's the readable form of these instructions and a link to the printable form. You can also find more recipes and heating instructions on my blog at superwaveovenrecipes.com. Also, in the video description are links to the smaller version of this cooker and others like on my Amazon shop that you can get. And you can always come to this YouTube channel by going to waveovenrecipes.com. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at waveovenrecipes. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share the video with a friend. Leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and good eating.